Hi, my name is Marcus Ragmark. I work as part of the investor relations team here at East Capital Group. Today is the 16th of October, and I'm here in the studio together with Eglé Fredriksson, portfolio manager at East Capital Group with a particular focus on emerging Europe. So Eglé, can you please share with us your initial thoughts of the Polish elections?
So I'm happy to share today some exciting news from Poland. Polish people casted their votes yesterday, and the initial message of the results is pretty clear that Poland wants some change in power towards more democratic, more market-friendly, more liberal policies of the center-left coalition led by Civic Platform. We still don't have the final results, but from our experience in the market and with Poland, we see that it's quite likely that these initial exit polls will be a very good predictor of the final results. Therefore, we can understand why the market is also this positive today.
As you mentioned, this was an extremely important election for Poland, as illustrated by the record high voter turnout exceeding 70%. And it's important for a number of reasons, but if we maybe focus on the market implications, what would you say is the most important from a market perspective of the Civic Coalition platform winning the election?
Well, I think the most important message is that Poland is a vibrant democracy, and it's a great win not only for democratic opposition, but also for the rule of law, for the free speech and free media, for European Union, for the support for Ukraine, and for the market, for the policies, more market-friendly policies. In terms of market, we all know that market is ruled by the risk premium, and for the last 8 years, unfortunately, risk premium was quite high in Poland. We expect now, after this shift, this risk premium to decrease. Usually 1 percentage point of decrease of risk premium can mean up to 10% performance for the market. So, of course, these numbers can be very significant. Secondly, EU relations, EU funds, Polish presence at the EU table will definitely increase significantly. And I think this will accelerate the release of EU funds, which are immensely important for Poland at this point. It adds up for all the recovery fund grants, cohesion funds, it adds up to 20% of Polish GDP for the coming years. So it's very good for the budget, for the country's finances, but for GDP growth as well, for the infrastructure projects, for the green transition, climate. So, of course, many good news.
Great. I want to spend a bit more time on these EU funds, because I believe it's something like 77% of the EU funds have been frozen these past years with the PIS party at the helm. And these funds are now expected to be released with the Civic Coalition
Yes, the conditions is the improvement in the rule of law, which was something that PS government was not really willing to do according to the rules of EU regulations of our agreements within EU. And I think that the democratic opposition has completely different set of values and hence these rule of law things. Of course, it will be bumps in the road. We have president that might veto many decisions, but I think it's more the question of time, and probably everything will be done to release those funds quite accelerated manner.
Sounds great. And as a portfolio manager, what sectors are you sort of favoring as a result of this election outcome? Which sectors do you think are extra well positioned to benefit moving forward?
Yeah, so here, I mean, it's a quite clear message that banks are the sort of blood flow of the economy, and in this situation, they are benefiting extra strongly. Then, for the first thing is that banks earn money on the margin, and the higher are the rates, the more margin they can earn. When you have less politicized central bank, they are more prudent. They are trying to fight inflation. So they want to keep rates at a sort of required high level. High level of interest rates means very good environment, continued good environment for banks. More volumes can be boosted by these EU funds, infrastructure projects started, and overall better kind of sentiment in the market, right, for the investments. Most of the banks, or the largest banks, are owned by the state. We expect better corporate governance. The democratic opposition stands for the best market practices and good corporate governance. So here we expect some positive changes. And yeah, and lastly, 2 weeks ago, we were in Poland. We met all the banks. The fundamentals are excellent. The valuations are low. They have some of the highest dividend yields that not many know about. So I think even today's market reaction shows that these are the best sort of sector to get exposure. Some of the banks are up more than 10%.
Yeah, so very strong market reaction today, and we'll make sure definitely to keep a close eye on the banks as well moving forward then. Maybe to conclude, how would you say, if we zoom out and take the bigger picture, that this election result impacts emerging Europe as a whole, as an investment destination and as an asset class?
Yeah, I think it becomes much more interesting place to invest, right? I mean, Poland is the largest country now in the emerging Europe equity space, and it's back to normal. It's gonna be seeing higher GDP growth, more capital markets development, more transparency, more greening of the brown. So I think it's very exciting to be invested there. And then other markets, you know, we saw great economic turnaround in Greece. We saw normalization of the monetary policy in Turkey. We saw some capital market milestones achieved in Romania. So yeah, I think emerging Europe is very attractive at the moment and very interesting for the investors.
Thank you so much, Eglé, for your expert comments. And it's exciting to follow these developments in Poland, but also in emerging Europe as a whole. Should you have any further questions, please don't hesitate to contact me or another IR representative at East Capital Group, and we'll be sure to be in touch as soon as we can. Thanks, Eglé, and see you soon.